There seems to be two different flavors when the grace of everything is recognized. And the grace of everything is recognized when there is the realization that there is nothing outside the hand of the divine. When there is the seeing and the knowing, that all is coming from one source. And it is that source with which you are in true and complete devotion to. Which means that what you are seeking is always what is. What you are in devotion to is always what is. I was looking at a little excerpt from the book Talks with Ramana Maharshi, and Seeker was asking, why is there effort? Why is there the need for effort? Why is there the need for self-inquiry if every single thing is the grace of God? And his reply was, if you recognized that everything was the grace of God, this question would not arise. Went on to say that the ripest of all seekers is the one that recognizes that everything is the grace of God. When there is the recognition that everything is the grace of God, he went on to speak, there is no need for self-inquiry or anything. And then he spoke, the key is in receiving the misery the exact same way that you receive the ecstasy. One is the byproduct of the beauty that you are, the willingness that you are. The other is what you came here as an offering to do. And that is the deepest form of seva. And that is the meeting of what has forgotten, the meeting of the experience of separation, the meeting of human suffering. It is not to forget that out of the devotion to the divine lies this complete and total willingness to receive what has created the amnesia, as opposed to getting lost in a story and becoming part of the problem. The receiving of the amnesia is the active form that reflects the depth of your devotion. When there is not losing touch of what is really at play, inherent in whatever is playing, no matter how challenging it may be, is the taste of something that is so beautiful. When there is the readiness, the beauty cannot be lost, and the recognition is that it is your beauty. And what is perceived as the misery is that with which you are in complete devotion to. And anything other is just buying a story that perpetuates suffering out of forgetfulness. When there is the seeing of the grace of all things, which lies in the recognition that all things arise out of one thing, and that one thing is the beauty and the passion of the heart, then what the mind perceives as misery and what the mind perceives as ecstasy are received exactly the same. When they are received exactly the same, they are revealed to be exactly the same. The place between receiving it the same and the revelation that they are the same that lives in the devotion, in the willingness, in this steadfastness to live the truth instead of to live in the story of the truth. Until the misery is received the same as the ecstasy, its work is not complete. So long as there is holding on to a story of wanting something to change, as opposed to the recognition that this is your true seva, what you have come here to receive, as the extension of the divine that has caused the forgetting. Until there is complete devotion to what conditioning is resistant to, until this occurs, it is impossible to recognize that the self is one. It is the doorway into your salvation. It is the doorway into the true offering out of the true devotion that you came into this dream to receive. Tasting the divine in every expression. Not to get something, but because that is reality. When the trust is true and the readiness is ripe, lies the recognition that there are no exceptions. What has had the tendency to be seen as the exception is what has perpetuated the suffering. Because it has continued the experience of being separate. And out of true devotion, there has been the coming into this dream to absorb just that experience, so that light can be shed and all illusions can be dispelled. Receiving everything the same. Receiving everything from the source from which it comes. Receiving what is called my mind from the source from where it truly comes. Receiving what is called my body from the source from where it comes. Receiving any particular external situation from the source from where it comes. The doorway into yourself. The doorway into the recognition that every single thing is drenched in grace. That everything is one thing. And you are that.